Welcome back to Willie Simmons Live. I'm Melvin Beal, and I'm here with the Interim Athletic Director, Mike Smith. And Mike, we just talked to two impressive student athletes, and I tell everybody, FAMU athletics is bigger than football. Talk about this athletic program. Where are we?
I mean, you saw it for yourself. You saw volleyball and cross country, track and field young lady come and represent their sports and themselves in a very unique way. And so when you think about the program of athletics, all of our student athletes have that kind of dynamics about them, stories that are unique to them, that makes the program what it is, right? That's why we have 14 different sports that represent our university, and we're happy to have those students get a chance to share, a little bit about them, the backside of them, that people don't always know. And so when you heard those two young ladies talk about not only what they do on the volleyball court and on the track and fields and cross country, but what their aspirations and their goals are, right? Those are not just aspirations and goals for those young ladies. Those are things that they're going to obtain and go even further. So they just continue to set the bar and raise it real high for their classmates, their teammates, and the next generation of Rattlers that come in behind them.
Again, I reported earlier that the U.S. World Report named Florida A&M the #1 public HBCU for the 4th year in a row. Why is that so important for an athletic program?
I think as we talked about it before, and it's so important because it, again, is about the brand of the university. It talks about the breadth and depth of what this university is really all about, right? And so the athletics department gets to be a part of that. And so you heard those young ladies talk about what their goals are, and you think about how that's going to make a mark on the next generation of individuals that come into Florida A&M University. So this ranking has so much to do with people in the past, our alums, folks that are out there, always beating the drum on behalf of Florida A&M University. And so our faculty, our staff, our researchers, and all those folks that spend a lot of time, making our university what it is so important. And so as athletics, we get a chance to be part of the front porch, or people see us as the front porch, but there are other front porches that are out there that is important to FAMU that allows us to get that #1 ranking as the top HBCU public. And so we're really excited about that. And of course, we had a celebration today to celebrate that. We also moved up in the national rankings overall. And so that's a great thing for Florida A&M. It's a great thing for our alums, our supporters all across the state of Florida, but also across the world. And so you can strike anywhere from FAMU, and that's what we're doing now.
When you talk about that, it's so important that you guys get support financially. What is it that people out there can do to help support this program financially?
So always, yes. And when I think about the support, I think about the student athletes that our coaches go out and recruit. We want them to graduate, and we want them to have resources in the classroom for them to be able to get through their curriculums. And so scholarships are high on the mark for us to raise money and make sure that our students have what they need from a scholarship perspective. We want all our programs to be fully funded from a scholarship perspective. So when our coaches go out into these homes and speak to these parents, they can tell them, here's an opportunity for their students that we are going to recruit, right? And I say opportunity because when they recruit them, there's some responsibility for our students on their side.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
They got to do their part, and so we have to step up as a university, and particularly as an athletic program, to make sure that we're giving them the chance to do that from all aspects of a program. And that covers the facilities, the academics, the compliance, the health and wellness piece, and also the whole well-being of our students, right? So much is going on today, and we're coming in and out of the COVID pandemic, that it's really important for us to grasp the whole student,
right,
and making sure that we are attuned to those things that are important to them as we develop our model and what we want our program to look like. And our program should mirror what the university has out there, right? And so it's all about the student success and our support of that, and all the people who continually support not just our athletics program, but the university.
I'd be remiss if I did not get a comment from you on this FAMU football team. It's a turnaround going on. Your assessment of that team.
So I told you Saturday, right, that what you saw in the first half, you probably wouldn't see in the second half, right? And so as a result of that, that's exactly what happened. Coach Simmons went in. He said some really fine, nice things to the guys.
Yes, he did.
And they responded in a nice, fun way.
Right.
At the end of the day, I told you we need to be one better than them, and so we got a lot better in the second half. And so I think for me, watching Coach Simmons and knowing what he and his staff do, I think what they really want to do is put together 4 quarters of good football, both offense, defense, and special teams, and see those guys execute at a level that he know that they are capable of doing. And so that's what Coach is going to continue to work at and have his coaches and his staff work towards. And, a good coach is never satisfied, no matter what goes on. And we just happen to have one of those guys that's not going to be satisfied. But at the same time, he knows when to pat those guys on the back and pick them up and say, hey, good job, and then keep going.
Finally, preparations for the hurricane. Hurricane Ian is bearing down on Florida right now. Quickly, tell us about preparations to deal with that.
So good. Great question. So we have already started to make preparations for all of our programs, whether that's practice, whether that's competition. And of course, we don't know exactly which direction these storms are going in, but for all of our programs that are in competition, we're making what we think is the right and wise decision for safety, health, and wellness of our students, our staffs, and our coaches as well. And then working in concert with our university administration and all the local and state officials that are out there monitoring the storms. At the end of the day, we want to have a great time at these events. We have a cross-country event. We had scheduled a volleyball event on Wednesday, and then we have the football game on this upcoming Saturday. So all our decisions are going to be made around the health, wellness, and safety of everyone that's involved. And because these parents have left us in charge of their students, we're going to make sure we look after them first as well. So we're making the appropriate preparations as the weather dictates what we do next, and as we continue to collaborate with our university administrators and those stakeholders around town.
Folks, that's the Interim Athletic Director, Mike Smith. We'd like to thank you for joining the Willie Simmons Live, and be safe, everyone, and be prepared. So long.
This has been a Peak Sports presentation of the Rattler Sports Network.